W's and L's, the weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and the L's to the things that we do not. It is on you, my friend.
Let's start out with my one L of the day. This man has to be stopped, y'all. He's a menace. Robert Griffin III and his punchlines.
No, there's no Blake Corum, so there's no McThickums.
Fam, it was McThickums before. And then he's doing highlights today on the playoff selection show. He's doing highlights of the SEC championship game, right? So there's a play in there where I think Daniels throws the ball, it bounces off the tight end's helmet, and then Georgia catches it, takes it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man says with a straight face, and sometimes you just got to get a little head from the defense.
What did he say?
I was just shocked. I'm like,
no.
Pause, young man. What's wrong with you?
Man, look.
Sometimes you just got to get a little head from the defense. What are you talking about? Why is that even a clever pun?
At least he didn't say sometimes you got to get head from the D. Pause, by the way. No homo.
What be wrong with Robert Griffin III? It's like everybody caught it immediately. They couldn't even act like they didn't hear what they just heard.
Yeah,
oh my God!
Absolutely needs to be stopped.
Yo, he is a menace.
Yeah.
Stop him now.
Gross.
All right, first dub I got is going out to I don't know if you even seen this. Did you see the Bashanga concept art stuff that was out last week?
I did.
You get to talk about it on the pod, so I wanted to bring that up because this shit look awesome. It looks really good, like really good.
I guess I was confused. You said it was concept art. Is it a legitimate?
No, I think it's fan art.
Okay,
right, but I mean it looked like a Disney storyboard for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really good. Bashanga, and it was showing some of the older characters from Wakanda, and if you would have told me that was from like some Wakandan video game that was made by Rockstar, or Bad Boy, or Bad Robot, or whatever, I wouldn't have known the difference. So, shout out to whoever animated that stuff because that looked really good.
That's why I was like, I don't even know if this is official or what's going on.
I don't even want to give Disney no ideas. I don't want y'all to do nothing Black Panther till y'all get y'all shit together. Go ahead and get through that reevaluation that Iger's doing, then talk to me.
We'll see.
I consider myself to be a very fair person. And as much as I rag on people, I feel like I come back up here and I give them they do when they do right. So, this dub is going out to LeBron James.
LeBron James.
As it should.
This dub is going out to LeBron James.
Yeah.
For, using the way he is, right, for good this time. and just wanting to have a petty moment with the media, because it really is funny how they find a way to ask the most irrelevant and inappropriate questions, and then on something like this, I mean, you could come to a basketball game and ask me about Thanksgiving, even though you know I don't celebrate it. You know, you come in here and you ask me all kind of stuff trying to get a soundbite. I just want to know why none of you have asked me about Jerry Jones.
I got one question for you guys before you guys leave. I was thinking when I was on my way over here, I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, It's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it.
Now, see, we had to shut down the whole press gaggle. Everybody had to talk about Kyrie in this video. Everybody. Because anti-Semitism, no. Never. Under any circumstances. That man should be suspended. That man should have to get some money. He should have to go to sensitivity classes. All of that. Because anti-Semitism in this world is wrong and there is no room for it. Jerry Jones was at the Little Rock 9 screaming at little black girls while they were entering the school. Yeah, he was 14. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all gonna go back 65 years? If you're making that excuse, you're a piece of shit. If you're black and you're making that excuse, you know.
And in the other comments talking about, well, Kyrie was a former teammate, and they're talking about basketball, whereas Jerry Jones is in the NFL, so this is a completely different topic.
No, they weren't talking about basketball. That video or Twitter has nothing to do with basketball.
1,000%.
Nothing at all.
Giving an excuse to any of that is bullshit.
We are going to make excuses for, we're going to bend over backwards, we're going to do mental gymnastics to explain anti-black racism until you're blue in the face. So shout out to LeBron for putting their feet to the fire and showing them to be the biased hypocrites that they are.
Using his platform for good.
Blade got a screenwriter.
Great.
Blade got a screenwriter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking nice. Listen, man, we have had a rough go of it for black characters in the MCU. We've had a rough go of it. And I'm choosing to try and pick out the most positive things from any of this. And this is actually pretty positive. Mm-hmm. So he's got a interview out where he's talking about, I don't know if he was directly talking about the Nate Moore thing about them not hiring fans, but he seems to buck that idea completely. Mm-hmm. And says that, what is his name? Something DeMaio.
Cinco de Mayo?
No, that's racist.
Is it? He's black, isn't he?
I don't know. His last name was DeMaio, so I just assumed that he was Latin in some way.
No, bro, he black.
What's his name?
Jamal DeMaio.
Oh, well. If I knew his first name, I probably
I'm totally kidding. That was a joke.
Racist! Anti-black racist.
Bo DeMaio.
I guess that could go either way.
It could.
Anyways, Bo DeMaio did have an interview where he was talking about the importance of listening to the fans and serving that core audience. And again, Phase 4 of Marvel could not be a better example. But he seems to get that, though. At least that seems to be his attitude, right? I just hope he doesn't tell that to Nate Moore. Don't say any of that stuff around Nate, because he'll get you out of there because it's a red flag.
After seeing Mr. DeMaio, I may have been racist on both sides because he looks pretty Afro-Latino.
Yeah, I guess I could go either way.
You know?
Either way, he's somebody who cares about the character. He's someone who cares about the fans. He's someone who cares about using the source to adapt projects, right? And not just saying, hey, I know that people have been writing this character for the last 40 years, but I'm better.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my thing. You know, I know that this is an established brand. People have a level of expectation for this character. And, you know, since the dawn of superhero films, sticking to the core principles of that character is the recipe for propagation. But I'm me. And I'm better.
We are better than you niggas. Period.
Do it my way. I like this. I like this energy. I like the energy around it. They've got a new director. They got a screenwriter now. Mahershala Ali is more involved. I can woosah in this movie. If there's any more delays, though, it's going to send my anxiety back up because I've already been kind of iffy about this movie. Like, it was already an interesting choice in Mahershala Ali. Fantastic actor. I absolutely think he can do the role. Mm-hmm. But it was the interesting pick because of his age.
Yeah.
He was 49 when he was cast. Then we took 2 years trying to get the thing together, and then we were set to start recording. But then, oh yeah, this shit sucks, and the star's not happy, so we got to start over. So now, by the time they get filming, he's gonna be 52 years old for his first film appearance.
Yeah.
You know, like
you had mentioned in a previous video that we did this week that you didn't want any more deadlines. And immediately I'm like, well, there's one movie we could definitely see a deadline for.
But it's unfortunate because I don't want them to rush it. I don't want them to put out something that's bad.
No, for sure.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, we're still waiting on the first performance. My man is not that he's going to fall apart tomorrow. I'm sure he's in perfect shape. I'm just saying actors do not play superheroes into their 60s. Right. So if from 2019 to 2023, is that when Blade's supposed to come out? Next year? No. They haven't started filming yet. Yeah. There's no way that film's coming out next year. So 2024, it's taking you 5 years? So then by the next time that you put out another Blade movie, he's going to be approaching 60? If we're following the same timeline? Because now there's a reason to pass that mantle on. Now there's a reason to say, okay, you know, Blade's daughter, Blade's nephew, Whistler's son, whatever. It makes it a lot more likely, and it almost hastens the rate at which it happens because, well, I mean, how much do you expect a senior citizen to do in a Marvel movie?
That's a fact. I got a question for you. We reviewed Moon Knight. Do you remember the episode with the actor that passed? Do you remember that episode?
Yes.
How'd you feel about it?
I feel like we critiqued it a little bit because of the fight scenes where he's getting stabbed. It was like devoid of any blood. Like everybody was getting stabbed and shot. And again, that was coming off the back of, you know, oh, this is the darker tone of Marvel. We're pushing the envelope farther than we ever have. And it's just kind of not that. But criticized, I mean, it was enjoyable, I guess, but we criticized it. Why?
Bo DeMaio. He wrote it.
Shut up. Okay. Yeah, well, obviously, whatever's going on in the effects is not necessarily on the screenwriter.
Yeah.
I think it was an enjoyable episode enough, though. Which I wouldn't want to judge him on whether or not he's a good writer off of that one episode either.
That's one episode versus a whole movie.
Dig a little deeper.
For a whole different character.
But I will say also with that is that he's not very experienced either. It was like that and Blade when we looked him up on Saturday, so it wasn't all that much underneath his belt. I got 2 toss-ups. First one is I wanted to talk about Emancipation, about Will Smith's movie.
Yep.
So he had an interview, and he was talking about, he was obviously doing press for the movie, and he was basically trying to convince us all that this is not your typical slave movie, and, you know, please come see the movie, essentially. He's begging us to go see the movie because I think he knows, and the people, and Antoine Fuqua and everyone else knows that we are tired of these films. Mm-hmm. Here's my question. If you're tired of slave films, why are you tired of them?
Because it's just of an era that we should be done with, and yet they keep fixating on making movies about
right,
it.
But what is it specifically about that era that makes it tiresome or
it was a traumatizing
unwanted
time for black people.
Okay. What was traumatizing about it?
We were beaten, killed, taken away from our families.
Okay, stop. Perfect. Beaten, killed, taken away from our families. Has that not been the theme of, I would say, every black movie that's come out in this season so far? Woman King, Till, and Wakanda Forever. Yeah. My asking is because I do see a lot of people piffing off Will in his plea to get people to see this movie. And I haven't seen it yet, right? I mean, it could be the inspiration movie of the year. I have no clue. Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm getting at it is it really that hard to identify anti-black tropes that we can only see it when it's dressed up in a slave film? Like, does it really have to be that obvious to you for you to reject it? Because, again, without even knowing the premise of the movie, I can tell that from the trailer, whatever Will's character is going to go through in that movie is going to end triumphantly. right? It just gives that tone. It gives that feel that, like, at the end of it, we're going to be in a better place than where we started. It may be some gruesome stuff in this film, but at the end of it, we're going to be elevated. We are going to overcome. We're going to use this story to make people feel good about where they are at the end of it and not leave them with despair and, need to be driven by death or death of a family or death of a queen or whatever. There's not this air of needing to deal with grief or deal with sadness or deal with loss. Because it's seeming like his character's going to win. At least that was the story he was trying to sell us.
Yeah.
At the end of it, he's going to overcome his circumstances and win and not succumb to them. So I'm just a little confused as to why it's okay to get those same anti-black tropes as long as it's not pushed in a slave format. So if we give it to you in a superhero format, it's perfectly fine. With the amount of people that's well, we'll get to that. With the amount of you that were, coming down on Will for doing emancipation and what have you, I hope you had that same energy for every other black movie that came out this holiday season. Everyone. For Teal, for Wakanda Forever, for Woman King, all of it. Riddled with tropes. And I'm not even saying that totally disqualifies them from being good movies or enjoyable movies to some. My point is that if you're going to call it out there, at least exercise your brain far enough to see it beyond just the slave stuff.
Yeah, no, this is just an exercise of people taking everyone else's thoughts and using them as their own thoughts.
Hell, Django was a slave movie, de facto, but it damn if I didn't feel like we won at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
See, the setting doesn't necessarily have to dictate the tone of the movie. If you're just creative enough to do what you need to do to make it a prosperous story. If it is, motivation through despair, motivation through loss that you're going for, that is a dark premise. It is a depressing proposition to have to be motivated by death to overcome a circumstance. To have to be motivated by loss or grief to overcome a circumstance. It's a much more prosperous preposition to say, I'm going to overcome dire straits, dire situations, and succeed and win. Everyone's happy. It just seems like we're only able to get motivation or inspiration out of despair in some of these movies for some reason.
Or it's just that, like I said, people hear from other people. Like, people look at Wakanda Forever and Woman King and they hear, oh, it's black women kicking ass, so I'm gonna go watch that. But then it's that's a slave movie. I don't want to watch that. It's that Tillish black trauma. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Like, they get their overarching ideas of what the movie is going to be about without doing any real research into what is actually going to happen in said movie.
Which is going to lead me to my final toss-up. And it's not even so much of a toss-up. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's an I told you so. Wakanda Forever. Sticking kind of on the subject that we're on. Now we are in our, the fourth weekend. We are in our fourth weekend, so we're at the 30-day mark.
Yeah.
And it has seemed like Wakanda Forever is going to settle in somewhere around $700 million. Right? I think it's at 684.
680 something.
680 something, yeah. So, given that, and given the projections that we have been giving y'all the entire time, which were well over $700 million, I want to attack a premise that was set forth throughout this entire thing. A fallacy, really. That the decision on whether or not to recast or to not recast was a 50-50 toss-up. People were going to be mad either way, which I do believe that, there would be people on both sides. But that the amount of vitriol, the amount of pushback, or the amount of protest behind killing the character would have been the same behind keeping him alive and casting another one. You want to know why that makes no sense at all? When you had the character, $1.3 billion. Cultural phenomena. People all around the world viewing this character and holding him up as the highest solo project in all of the MCU. You know what happened when you killed the character? The movie made about half the money with half the viewership because, again, inflated ticket pricing, yada, yada, yada. Half the people viewed this movie than they saw the first one within the first 4 weeks. Half. If we adjust the prices for what they were in 2018, you get the picture. If you would have gotten an equal reaction, so an equal reaction to recast T'Challa from the people that would have wanted to see Chadwick Boseman's character die, which getting that out of your mouth has to sound crazy. But anyways, if that were the case, this movie would have had no problem with legs. This movie would have had no problem making it into a 4th, 5th, 6th week. If those people were ever going to support that movie the way that T'Challa fans or Black Panther fans or even the general audience at that point in 2018 did, they would have. They would have showed you. They would have shown up. They would have seen the movie multiple times, over and over and over and over and over again, just like the people in 2018 did. You are not getting that for this movie for reasons. For reasons. It's really no point in me arguing the litany of things I think that went wrong with this movie. There's no point. The proof is in the pudding. It's in the pudding. Y'all told me that this movie was going to make $800 million. You also told me that it was going to fall somewhere between Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Madness. It's tracking behind both. It's tracking behind both.
How many more days does it have in theaters?
It's usually, a 45-day window to Disney Plus? So about 15 more days.
So the crazy thing about that is they are actually re-releasing Top Gun again.
And then Avatar comes out in 10 days.
It's going to be tough.
If you are telling me that there would have been an equal reaction on the other side to recasting that character, equal to what you saw from Recast T'Challa when you decided to not recast the character, then you would have had to prove it in dollars. You would have had to shown that, okay, obviously when they chose not to recast the character, there was a fan response, right? The movement, the hashtag, what have you. There was a reaction that was bigger than that they could have gauged in the onset. If you were saying that people would have been equally outraged at you presenting a new character, you would have to convince me that people would have created a petition, right? Not boycotting, because we weren't able to organize that big of a boycott effort. Whatever you didn't get at the box office is because it didn't sell. It's because people decided not to buy it, right? There was no boycott effort that was organized enough to make a dent in this movie. So given that it still underperformed, people just weren't buying what you were selling. Even all of those performative folk that told you, oh, it's so beautiful that that T'Challa is dying with Chadwick. That's his character. It's just they didn't go see the movie. They fed you that shit, and then they saw the movie once and never went back. Didn't go buy a toy. Didn't buy a souvenir cup.
And we're outside of the pandemic, so that's not an excuse.
Don't tell me those people propel this franchise. Don't tell me that those people are the audience that you want. Because they played you. They did. They feigned concern, and then they left you at the altar. They left you hanging.
Big time.
We can do this either way you want. We can talk aesthetic purposes or we can talk numbers and money. You don't win on either one. Aesthetically, for comic book fans, they were never going to support this movie without its main character. That was never going to happen. You're never going to convince people who have been reading these books longer than you've had your job that this is about a mantle now. Y'all keep on with that Disney too big to fail stuff, and you'll be seeing the MCU rebooted when they're sold to Apple. And I'll be right here saying I told you so again. That's it for me.
All right, let's go ahead and start off with my L's because, once again, I have no W's, and I feel really bad for that. So, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how my guilty pleasure was reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on to say, specific reality shows because, I don't really like the Love and Hip Hop or the, what's the other one? The other VH1, the one about tattoos.
Black Ink.
I don't like those shows that propagate the worst stereotypes of black people. I may have been wrong on that.
On Black Ink?
No, not those shows.
Oh.
I'm still not watching those shows. So there is a reality show that I don't even know who's working on it now, because there's been one media company that says they're not working on it anymore because of the backlash that they're receiving about it, which is crazy. There's a show that they're working on, that they're filming auditions for, called Baddies House, Ohio.
Where the hell they at in Ohio?
I don't know where they're going to be. I don't know all the details for this place yet. Because again,
Baddies House, Ohio.
They're just fielding auditions right now.
Who? What company? What is this? Who is this? What channel?
This only happens in Ohio.
No, I mean, what channel is doing the show?
Well, I think it's just going to be on Instagram, because I don't know, or YouTube maybe, or YouTube maybe.
Oh no.
But again, they're in the auditions phase. They're just taking audition videos, and it's already a shit show.
Hey y'all, what's going on? This your girl Juicy Go Good, aka Big Booty Judy, BKA One Take Jake, representing the 513 the Queen City. This is my official audition tape for the Baddies House, Ohio. Now I done seen a lot of y'all tapes talk about some y'all gonna fight her, and she touch me, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Fighting don't make you no bad bitch. It makes you a mad bitch. Now a bad bitch is gonna go get to that bag. I work a 9 to 5 at the bank because I always gotta be around money. I braid hair. I watch kids. I'll walk a dog. I'll bake a cake. I'm a BBW runway model, baby. If it make dollars, it makes sense to me.
You get all these girls that are sending audition tapes from Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Dayton. I've seen some crazy ones from like fucking Middleburg or whatever.
I'm from Mahominy Falls.
like it's fucking nuts. And, you know, most of them are black women. Some of them are white women. Actually, the white women are probably the funniest that I've seen. I just immediately start cracking up.
I'm from Xenia, Ohio.
Bruh, it's. I shouldn't be looking into it because, again, how I feel about, you know, the black stereotypes on reality shows. And especially because it's from Ohio, I should probably be like, nah, fuck that shit.
I'm from Rittman. I'm from Orville.
Rittman is nuts. Yeah, I shouldn't be into this, but I've been watching all of the auditions. As a matter of fact, probably mostly because I'm sure a girl that I know from high school or like somebody.
You know you're going to see somebody you know.
You know what I mean? And then that's going to take it to a whole nother level for me. Because it's like,
why are we doing this? Why? Never mind.
Look, I feel conflicted about it. I really do. But I can't stop watching it. It's like watching a train wreck. Like I have to. I feel like I have to keep watching.
That is reality TV in a nutshell. That's what it is. It's literally just the cringy feeling you get of people embarrassing themselves in public. That's literally the show.
Yes, absolutely. But you know what it is? The crazy thing too is that like every audition that I see, it's not that much different. It's a black girl coming on here and being like, you know, I don't even know why I'm doing this audition, but, you know, I figured it's something to do. And then they'll go on and be like, well, I'm auditioning for Baddies Ohio because, you know, first of all, I'm a baddie.
Oh.
And, you know, I got 2 kids. I work as a nurse. But, you know, on my off time, I like to turn up. It's just like, bro, every single audition is that.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Lee, a.k.a. Lee King the Motherfucker Go. All right. I'm 25. I live in Cincinnati, but I'm originally from Chicago. But I'm a fucking citizen because I've been here long fucking enough. Don't play. I'm a mother to an amazing, beautiful, badass little girl. All right. I'm an exotic dancer. I'm a student. Yay. And I just feel like God should put me on the show because why wouldn't y'all put me on the show? Like, I'm one of the littest bitches in the city, and that's on everything. Everybody love me, everybody know me, everybody fuck with me, and if you don't fuck with me, that's because you a hating dick sucking ass bitch. And I'm just trying to bring that good pussy, good vibe energy that I put off onto the earth. I'm just trying to bring that to the house with the rest of the girls, you know, and turn up and just, you know, do bad bitch shit because that's what I do. And if you ain't trying to do bad bitch shit, then you just need to move out the motherfucking way, period.
But I can't stop watching it, and I don't know why. It's just hilarious, and I feel bad for it. But I'm gonna keep watching
do this show.
Well, this only happens in Ohio, as already said. Like because of said backlash that they're receiving about it, they're out of it.
Thank you.
But
appreciate it.
But somebody is still continuing this, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, take that shit on somewhere else, please.
And it's pretty popular. I see people talking about it, so we'll see what happens with it. I'm gonna give my next L to the creator from Cleveland. Actually, her name is Nisha Godfrey. And so there is a TikTok trend going around where basically the sound of "it's a chicken salad" is like taking over.
Y'all better come up here and get one of these.
What's that?
It's a chicken salad.
From where?
81st Deli.
What's on it?
Superior. I got chicken, pickles, banana peppers, bell peppers, tomatoes, onions.
Don't start that bullshit.
Y'all better come up here and get one of these.
Kate, shut up. Don't say it. You've been saying that shit all day. Shut up.
It's a chicken
Shut up.
Y'all better come up here and get one of these.
What's that?
It's a chicken salad. Y'all better come over here and get one of these.
Kate, oh my God, stop. Seriously. Stop.
It's a chicken salad.
Yeah.
It's a chicken
Yeah.
salad. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, where y'all at right now?
Can you stop?
Kate, stop.
Let me tell them where it's from. 81st Deli. 81st Deli.
Are you tired yet?
It's
Are you
Superior.
tired? Hello?
Y'all better come up here and get one of these.
What's that?
It's a chicken salad.
What's that?
Chicken salad. It's a chicken salad.
From where?
81st Deli.
What's on it?
Chicken, pickles, Superior. Peppers, onions, Superior. Tomatoes, Superior.
What's that?
It's a chicken salad.
Right, it's a viral sound on TikTok or whatever.
Okay.
And basically, it's because the girl she went and got a chicken salad from this deli in Cleveland, and she's like selling up this chicken salad. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's got chicken and pickles and cucumbers and all this stuff on it." She's like really selling this chicken salad, so it went viral. So apparently, people have reached out to her to like essentially license said sound because it's again her talking. And, big major companies are after her, including one
Because she said chicken salad?
because she said it's a chicken salad. That's the sound.
We need to say more stuff, bro.
Facts. Big companies are after her, or after her saying that. It's just like one of those things like the homeboy who did the
Corn.
you know what? I was actually going to intro it with that. But yeah, there's that. There's where the money resides. There's
Where the money reside?
you know what I mean? Like black people are good at making those little things. But people really undervalue them, like Google, who apparently offered her $500 for her viral sound that arguably
I'm not gonna lie to you,
thousands
bro.
have heard, millions have heard.
I probably would have offered her half of that for something you did on because okay, they buy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's some regional commercial, doesn't even air nationally. Like, how much business is your viral moment actually going to bring me? How much is it actually worth? How much is your views actually worth?
That is true. However, if you turn it into a marketing campaign, like say Green Giant turns the Corn Kid into a viral marketing
Now that's
campaign.
something different. You gonna make me a whole spokesman? That's a contract.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A whole spokesperson. Now that's something different.
Conversely,
yeah, go ahead.
Conversely, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, they have Homegirl be the same thing for that.
Okay. I mean, if that okay. Now, if that's what we talking about, fine. I just thought they literally meant, hey, we want to use this video. Can we pay you $500 for it? I was like, yeah, yes. That's,
I don't know what the
about all I give you.
stipulations are for what she was offered for $500, but whatever it is, being that at least tens of thousands of people know what that is.
If you could find a way to turn a viral moment into consistent employment, then who the hell am I? But like,
Consistent, I don't know if you can do that, but
that's what you're talking about with the Corn Boy, though. Green Giant turns around and makes him the spokesman of their brand.
Okay.
Now that's something,
That's what I meant. Like, I don't know. I guess you would have to define consistent, because I'm sure that kid grows up, he's not still working for Green Giant.
It would be consistent enough.
Okay.
Yeah, if he finished the ad campaign, the marketing campaign, that's consistent enough.
I'm sure all these creators can turn it into something. Where the money resides, could have turned that into something for Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block.
I think he was supposed to have a Super Bowl commercial. I don't remember seeing it, though. Did you? Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I don't remember what it was for, though. But I do remember that being a thing. And I think I saw the commercial, and then that was the end of it. But anyway, I don't know. I just feel like $500 is
steep.
It's like, wow, really? I would have to know what they offered that $500 specifically for. But
not steep, cheap.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. Offer my black creators something a little more than that. All right.
Well, they could just steal it from her on TikTok.
No, that's a fact. That is a fact. My next L is going to Amazon. Amazon announced that they will not remove Hebrews to Negroes, despite all the backlash that they've been receiving.
Interesting. Oh, my God.
Not surprised whatsoever, but...
Anybody got any smoke for Jeff Bezos?
No.
No. I don't even hear anybody mad about it.
I don't even know how much I've even heard of the story that I just told you.
So come on, man. So we're going to kill, label, drag, disavow Kyrie Irving for retweeting the video. But we're not mad at Shaq for selling it. We're not mad at Jeff Bezos for selling it. It's just back to American capitalism, right? Y'all make my head hurt sometimes.
Agreed.
Really do. Like, what is this? Where are all of you folks? All of you companies? The same companies that dropped Kanye West. Why are you still in business with Amazon?
Because Amazon is the biggest company in the world.
Nike. Why are you doing business with Amazon and not Kyrie Irving? Why are you doing business with Nike and not, with Amazon and not Kyrie Irving? Make it make sense.
Oh man, we're just we tackled that a lot. I just thought it was crazy that I haven't even been hearing anything of that, but everybody want to give shit to Kyrie. It is what it is. My last L, Nia Long actually came out with a quote, and she's actually spoken since the Ime Udoka situation.
Thank you for bringing this up.
And she said that the most heartbreaking thing about all of this was seeing my son's face when the Celtics decided to make a very private situation public. The organization hasn't called to see if my children or I are okay. It's very disappointing. Which is very true. They brought her into this for no reason.
They keep doing that. Did you see the situation on Good Morning America?
Yeah.
Yo, like, hey, listen, I don't know. It's not even, I can't even blame the studios or the organizations. No, I'm blaming the Celtics. For sure, I'm blaming the Celtics.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I can't even blame the organizations because it's because of the American appetite for other people's pain and misery that they do that. We do not have a right to people's personal business like this. It's not a crime to cheat. It may be against your company rules, but it doesn't make you a criminal. It doesn't make you a person who deserves to have their life drug out into the media and talked about ad nauseum.
Absolutely.
It is. Woo!
And
most of y'all can't even get talked about on Facebook. And you out here talking about somebody's marriage, children, extramarital relationships as if it's any of our business at all.
And then for the Celtics to do that, bring her and her family into the public light and not so much as check up on her is mind-blowing.
They never gave a fuck about it. They didn't care about her. They didn't care about him.
Clearly.
Obviously, because some ancillary business agreement that you have with a travel agent is more important than your head coach that just took you to the NBA Finals.
Yep.
But never mind. I don't even need to say it. Y'all know. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who's making that decision? Whose feelings were so hurt that needed to happen in this public way? Who? Lord Jesus.
Yikes.
Give us your dubs and L's and your thoughts on our dubs and L's in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Come back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. for another dubs and L's segment.
And make sure you check out our previous Dubs and L's recaps where we talk about different things happening throughout the week. And make sure you subscribe because we will be doing W's and L's every Wednesday at 10 o'clock.